Gaming is doing better financially than it ever has in history. I mean, it surpassed every other form of media when it comes to gross income. But the reality is that we can't all find extreme levels of success. That's why it's important for you to define what success looks like for you. We can't all become CEOs, but we all can achieve something if we just remove our egos. Now, while you're busy picking up that gem, I'd like to divert your attention back to today's latest victim of market saturation. Yeah, on this video, we're talking about Multiversus. Multiversus is the platform fighter from Warner Bros. That released back in July 2022 for every major platform. It captivated the internet for a moment because it featured characters such as Batman, Shaggy, and even Steven Universe. Many proclaimed it to be the new Smash Bros. Killer, but according to reports, that's just not the case. Reports claim this game's player base is down 99%, with only 700 concurrent people playing at the moment. That is a far cry from the 153,000 people that were playing the game at launch. A lot of these multiplayer games fail simply because they aren't anything special, and it's more competition than ever. Consumers only have so much money they can allocate towards their gaming habits, so if your product is not extraordinary, it's a high probability you're gonna fail fiscally. Multiversus is in a unique situation though. The difference here is I believe this game actually launched with a solid foundation. The game featured engaging combat, a roster full of star power, and a unique tag team mechanic that helped it stand out from Smash Bros. Not to mention, Warner Bros. Has a deep bag of IPs they own that they could pull characters for future content. On paper, Multiversus should have not failed, and yet somehow it did. So the only question that remains is, well, how did this happen? If I had to take an educated guess, I'd start my investigation with Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. The Rock starred in the movie Black Adam, and since Black Adam is a DC character and Warner Bros. Owns DC, they attempted to promote the movie by shoehorning this character into Multiversus. Cool character, but Multiversus doesn't even have the Justice League's full starting 7 yet. They skipped all the fan favorites in exchange for a character nobody asked for. And the cherry on top is the fact that Black Adam bombed in movie theaters. It didn't sell well, and it didn't review well either. I have a sneaky suspicion that the Black Adam film bombed so hard that the shrapnel from said bomb flew over to Multiversus, and it hit it so hard that the Rock's energy drink Zoa could not even help Multiversus recover.
The fuck are you talking about? The fuck are you talking about?
I don't know. I just wanted to get a joke off. And now that I did, I'll be serious. There's two things that come to mind when I think about why Multiversus isn't living up to expectations. The first being that it didn't do enough to cater to the everyday gamer, the casual fighting game fan, if you will. As much as I enjoyed this game, the battle pass was just not good. It had maybe one good skin in it, but most of the unlockables were things that nobody wanted. Then for the more serious players, ranked wasn't even added until November. That is a whopping 4 months until after the game launched. Once again, there's more competition than ever. You have to get things right on the first try. That ranked mode should have been out within the first month of the game. So here you have a game with nothing to unlock for the casual players. The ranked mode is non-existent for the first few months, and then on top of that, the online play is hit or miss because it's laggy sometimes. Now, some might argue a game like Street Fighter V launched with laggy online and bare bones content as well, but to those people, I'd say Street Fighter benefited from being a legacy title. It's a name that holds weight, so it's not going anywhere. And don't take that as me defending Capcom either. I'm just saying that people will put up with more when Legacy's involved, and it's guaranteed that some of the biggest tournaments will be centered around said game. This is actually a perfect segue into my second point. Fighting games are the rare case where if the pro scene doesn't adopt your game for tournament play, then there's a high chance that the game is gonna fail. People love watching high-level fighting game fans because it's entertaining and it inspires them to get better at the game. The crazy thing is that WB tried to push Multiversus into the FGC. I mean, when the game launched, they held a whole tournament with shoutcasters, and it was fun to watch, but for some reason, it just didn't stick. The FGC can be picky. Why practice a game that isn't bringing in much money or clout when you know Street Fighter, Tekken, Mortal Kombat, and Dragon Ball FighterZ will? Fighting games are a hard market to penetrate. What we saw fighters do is a very rare thing. But once again, that was a game with star power and content. Multiversus is a game with star power, but it lacks content. I think the next game that has a chance to break through is Riot Games' Project L. The community has been thirsty for a Marvel vs. Capcom inspired fighter since Infinite was such a letdown. Not to mention, this game is being overseen by the Cannon brothers. These are the two responsible for creating rollback netcode, which is the best online fighting experience you can get. Games like Killer Instinct and Guilty Gear Strive use rollback netcode if you need an example. With Project L, they'll be rolling out rollback netcode 2.0, which they promise will be even better, so this has fighting game fans excited. But these are just some of my opinions on why Multiversus isn't living up to its potential. For the next segment of this video, I wanted to try something new, and I wanted to spotlight you. I decided to scour the internet and see what what the people are saying about Multiversus. And here's what I found. Okay, so I hopped into the Multiversus subreddit right off the rip. Not a good sign. 76,000 members, but only 67 people are online. And I found a few threads. Well, there's actually a bunch of threads of people complaining about why they don't play the game anymore. We're just gonna scroll down and read some of these comments, see if we can find some of the best ones. So right off the top, this one's got almost 200 likes. This one's got almost 500. Both for talking about lag. All my friends quit playing because of the servers. I lag. I can deal with being at every. I know words. Lag. I can deal with it every now and then, but it's basically every match, every couple times. Yeah, the servers are crap. Seems like people really hate that. Like, it's very interesting that people are bringing up the lag. I had some issues when I played like a little bit, but for the most part, it ran pretty well for me, which is weird. I don't know. Don't quote me on this, but I could have swore I read somewhere this game runs on rollback netcode or no. It had dedicated servers, not rollback. I don't know. But yeah, my issues with the lag wasn't as bad for other people, but I'm not gonna what's the word I'm looking for? I'm not going to dismiss what other people are saying because this got a lot of thumbs up. So lag seems to be a really big issue. No progression. Any cosmetics are absurdly overpriced. Oh, I didn't even bring that up. So, I mean, this goes back to what I said about the battle pass. Like the battle pass didn't have anything worth unlocking, but this one's different. Any cosmetics are absurdly overpriced. I didn't actually buy any skins, but from what I remember the last time I played, if you wanted one of the premium skins, like there's a Shaggy skin, I think where you can dress him up as Bruce Lee. I think it was like 20 bucks. That is kind of OD, especially for a game that didn't have ranked at the time. Said, didn't quit yet, but I'm playing less and less simply because it's getting boring. These things happen. I've already gotten dozens of hours out of a free-to-play game, so it stops being fun entirely. That got 100 thumbs up, which means people are actually, you know, rocking with what he's saying. And it goes back to what I said about there's more competition than ever. Sometimes too, people just get bored of your game. I played it on release and was excited for a good Smash clone to play on PC, but unfortunately, it didn't feel like any of the moves were very impactful to me. The music wasn't memorable and the movement was weirdly floaty in a way I didn't like it, so I dropped it. So the game being like more floatier than Smash Bros, I was okay with that because that's what separated it from Smash Bros. But I think this is a fair criticism of him saying the punches didn't have a lot of impact. I can understand where he's coming from that. I think I was okay with the movement being floaty, but it did feel like a lot of times it took too long to kill somebody. Like you'd be piecing somebody up with a crazy combo and like tag team combos. They'd be at like 200% still coming back. So I can understand what he's saying with that. It did feel like the punches sometimes didn't have enough oomph to them, except for certain characters were like overpowered, like Bugs Bunny. He could knock you out really easy, or Superman, he could use that grab and just take you to the end of the screen. But then there were other characters where I would really struggle to kill people, like LeBron with the basketball or whatever. Floaty movement again, we're seeing that. We got no incentives again. This guy really breaks it down really well here with bullet points. No post level 15 character rewards, no post level 50 season pass rewards, no rank, no other activities. I like the game, but in a world where other games entice as FOMO all the time, I definitely am going to log into other ones. Wow, he literally said what I've been saying in the video. There's more competition than ever. This is a reoccurring theme, and this didn't come to compete like it should have, which is weird because it's a fighting game, which is all about competing. This is interesting. This one got 16 thumbs up. It was impossible to try new characters without getting absurdly smashed. So playing the same shit over and over got old real fast. I can see that. The game not being welcoming. That's fair, because when I was on the game heavy, I played the same three characters. My favorite was Superman was number 1, Ryan Dog was number 2, and then I like LeBron at 3. Play like a little but yeah, you would just mainly run into Shaggies, Supermans. You would run into the same characters. I could see that, and like I did have that feeling at times where like I wanted to explore the roster, but it felt like I had to stick to certain characters just to compete and have some fun. And it's not fun. I don't mind losing, but it's not fun getting your scout pushed back every round, because there's a difference between losing and getting your scout. It got really sweaty really fast, which is a whole different conversation in itself. Some things that I've been talking about on stream about how like pro gaming is low-key kind of killing the fun in games, because everybody's trying to be a fucking streamer and everybody's trying to be a pro gamer, and for what? Because the majority are not even making money, so you're killing these games much faster than what they need to be. Like I remember the era when like Call of Duty would come out, and like you remember like the first 3 months of Call of Duty, it would just be like fun, and then there would be a meta. Like day one a game comes out, and that actually happened with Multiversus. There was a meta, certain character, everybody was playing Bugs Bunny. I remember the meta was when I was playing playing, they would run double Bugs Bunny, because that was a thing in Multiversus. If you haven't played it, one thing that was unique about if you play tag team 2v2, the team could play the same character. So people would run a double Bugs Bunny and they would just shoot missiles all across the map. And then there was a glitch in the game where you could spam the missiles. So you could shoot 2 missiles before the cooldown would hit, and it would just be a screen full of missiles and it would be like impossible to dodge. So yeah, I can understand what he's talking about, like just the sweats ruining the game when he's trying to have fun and try new characters and whatnot. I can see that. Kind of seeing the same stuff though. I'm gonna take one last look at this one. I'm just gonna scroll through it too and see. Wait, this one's long. That's very interesting. I'm saying more of the floatiness. So a lot of people just didn't flat out like the game, which says to me when the game launched, a lot of people were playing just because they were curious and they were trying it, but the actual core of the gameplay seems like a lot of people didn't like because I see floatiness keep reappearing. But yeah, it seems like I keep getting the same answers in terms of why people stop playing Multiversus. So for the sake of not keeping this video too long, let's go ahead and just wrap this one up. But yeah, those are just a few of my thoughts on why Multiversus failed, as well as a few of yours. If you're watching this video, let me know in the comment section below. Why do you think Multiversus is failing? Because at the end of the day, it hasn't technically failed, but don't be surprised if the servers get shut down, man. It's kind of hard to come back once you lose that momentum and then there's like a stigma surrounding your product. But yeah, because I don't want to see this game fail. That's one thing. I actually really did like this game. So let me know, what do you think they need to do, Warner Bros, to turn this ship around and get it going up, 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 up? We need to get those Multiversus stocks to the moon. What do they need to do? Let me know in the comment section below. Also, if you enjoyed this video, hit the like button. And if you're new, subscribe. My name is the Black Hokage, aka TBH. And to be honest, I'll see you on the next one. Peace.